Welcome to this new episode of The Disabled Life. The purpose of this podcast is to tell people how I live my life. The name I'm using on the podcast now is The Disabled Guy, because I felt that you needed to hear something as opposed to just my voice there. I'm a disabled male living in Florida with cerebral palsy. I'm here to tell you how I live my life and some of the volunteer work that I do and how I manage to do it with cerebral palsy. Without further ado, let's go into the episode. Well, today what I'm going to talk to you about is friendships and disability from my perspective of a disabled male with cerebral palsy. That's the only one I can talk about because I don't have any other perspective because I only have this cerebral palsy. It is difficult to have friendships with people because some people are homebound. I am not. I am able to go out when I need to and do things. I do volunteer work. I've met people through that. But I'm going to say this. It is difficult because some people judge us and don't want to be our friend just because we are disabled. And to me, that is definitely wrong because we can be as loyal and as good a friend as any other person. So, I'm going to say this. I feel that you as people you should give us a chance. I had many people give me a chance, some did not. But I put those aside. If those that did not give me a chance, I put them aside because they weren't there. They might not have been the right fit for me as a person. I, for one, look for friends with things in common. What I mean is, I'm an amateur radio operator. I'm a Red Cross member. I look for friends in that environment. If I find friends from podcasting like I have, I'm going to say thank you, Mama Dean, because you are a good friend, even though I never met you, but I consider you a friend. This is something that this community is small of podcasters, but we network. Because we network, we sometimes meet people. I'll say I've met some very good friends as doing volunteer work for amateur radio. I also know I met some good friends doing volunteer work at the Red Cross. I, for one, don't associate too much with disabled people because I have not much in common with them, and this is my opinion and my opinion only. I'm not going to tell you that this is everybody. But the disabled people that I've met talk about the past surgeries they've had and things of that nature. I don't want to go there. I passed that. That's a part of my life. I was taking some classes at night that had to do with metaphysics, some other things. Again, I made some good friends there. Not many. I made a few good friends there. But I'm away from that environment because that environment is no longer good. Say it like this: it's no longer a good fit. But the friends that I made there, I keep in touch with. I keep in touch with those friends. I'm a very loyal friend. If you are a friend to me, if you allow that, you are a friend for life. What I mean is, if you don't step away from me, I won't step away. But if I notice that the friendship is becoming toxic, which luckily now this is ending, I will step away because I don't want any toxic friendship. But nowadays, that is finished. That is finishing because I feel that I've gotten better at judging those friendships, not those friends, those friendships, whether or not they're they're good for me, and I'm getting a lot better at that, and I'm having more luck because as you mature as a person, you can think more objectively at people. Some people I've known that have wanted to use me. I know when that is going. I know what's going on, and I step away from them as soon as I notice that, because that's not fair either. That's not fair either. Don't do that. That is something that I frown upon, and I'll tell you, some people think that some people in my past thought they were helping me, but they weren't. They were just making my life very, very difficult. I do not want to use the H word here because I don't want to click the curse word thing. I'm careful. I do not want to use that word. If I say the H word, you know what I mean. But I don't want to click that. I don't want to use that word. It's not a word that I'm proud of. It's not a word that I use. But yes, I felt in my past I was used. Not anymore, because I'm being careful. I was honestly, in my past, I was and felt manipulated, but it took me a while to find that out. I thought those people that did that were friends. They are not friends. They were not friends. I'm luckily not around them anymore. I don't even know if they're in Florida, and I don't care because hey, don't do that. That was a bad time. I thought they were helping me, but they were not. I was not happy. I thought I was happy, but then many things happened, and one thing after the other where I'm like, no. And so I finally just decided, okay, it's time to walk away from this. That's why I walked away from a lot of the spiritual stuff like I mentioned in the past. But what I'm saying is it's difficult to find friends. But when I find them, I keep them. I try my best to keep them, even though sometimes people become distant because that's what happens. With that, let me say this. For those of you that are friends, thank you. I enjoy my time with you. And I tell you, that's nice. And another thing that's difficult for us is to have the opposite sex as a friend, because a lot of them think because we are disabled that we're looking for what we're not looking for. But at least in my opinion, I am outspoken enough to where I will tell you what I want. Sometimes people have gotten confused. That caused a problem. But as I was saying, as I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be careful how I say this. I have a good friend that I met in the classes I went to, the metaphysics classes, and I had she's just a friend. She is a friend, and I'm glad that we are on the same page about that, because I feel that sometimes friendships are valuable, and I really enjoy the friendships I have. I have a few good friends, and as a disabled person that doesn't drive, a lot of times I have to get right from friends. That means that the good friends that I have to trust, because a lot of times I'll need rides from them, or I'll ask them for rides because we're going the same way, and I don't want to deal with STS because sometimes it's not convenient for me, or for them, because sometimes we have to go and do volunteer work together, and sometimes I have to be on a schedule as well as them. So yes, friendships are very important. They're sometimes difficult, but we have to make them work. I learned how to do it. It is something important. This is something I'm telling you because I want you guys that listen to me as disabled people to please nurture those friendships that you have. They're hard to find. Nurture them. Nurture them. Because you can make friends for life if you do it. You can make friends for life if you do it right. And that's what happened to me with a few people. Friends for life. And I'm telling you, I didn't believe that until I found friends that I really enjoy being with and spending time with. It's sometimes difficult because everybody's busy. I may not get to see them as much as I wish I would, but due to but I see them as much as practical and possible. With that, thank you for listening to my podcast this week, and I'm going to give you my email address for you to contact me about this and any other topic. My email is ke4key@gmail.com. No caps, no spaces. Please feel free to contact me, rate, and you can also tell me what you feel about my podcast on Apple Podcasts and the other platforms that you might. Okay, I've forgotten that my podcast is also on Good Pods. That's another place you can contact me and rate me there. With that, thank you for listening, and I'll be back Saturday with another episode. Let me read and check.